Welcome back to Record-ology. Okay, an awesome show today. We are going to be unboxing and reviewing the all-new Crosley C8 turntable. You're not going to want to miss this.
Welcome to Record-ology.
Alright guys, let's unbox this bad boy. Okay guys, so here it is. The C8 comes with this beautiful wood grain veneer on it. It is an MDF plinth, so you've got that great noise canceling material. In terms of what we've got on the surface here, we obviously have the spindle there. We're going to put our platter on there. We've got the motor and pulley assembly back there, and we've got our on and off switch and speed selector switch down here. And that is that's metal. That's a metal knob, very weighted, feels very high quality. And over here we've got our tone arm, which will have a counterbalance, anti-skate, cueing lever. And in the back, we've got some interesting controls here. So we have the external outputs. We've got a built-in preamp, so you can use your own preamp or the one that's built in. A ground. There's your pitch control, so you can make adjustments to that. Your power, and obviously mount clips for the hinged dust cover. All right, let's get into setting this bad boy up. Okay, now putting these types of belts on can be a little tricky. So you want to start in the back and keep applying a little bit of contact around the sides as you come around, and then finally putting it around that pulley as you see there. Now there may be some movement in this in terms of it tilting in or whatnot, and that is totally okay. So oops, let's fix this. Now the belt should be laying flat all the way around, and there we go. That's as simple as that. Now the counterbalance is located in the styrofoam packaging, and I actually overlooked it the first time I went through this. So make sure that you don't discard anything until you have all of the pieces. So there's the counterbalance, and we're obviously going to need that to put the tone arm assembly together. Okay, setting the counterbalance, if you haven't done so already, is actually a pretty easy process. This outer piece right here, oops, keep it clipped. Right now, this outer piece right here spins freely. That's not the actual weight, it's a little plastic front end. And the reason why is this. So the first thing you want to do is and keep your stylus protector on the front while you do this, because it may bounce into the platter. And the weight from the stylus protector is so minimal, it's really not going to impact the weight. If you want to be completely precise, then you could take it off, but that's a risk. So we want this to float freely. We want to set the counterbalance in such a way that the stylus and the tone arm, see that's too light. We just want to turn it until it's just floating. It's not touching, it's not going all the way up, it's literally floating midair. And there we have it. So now that we know where that neutral weight position is, we can put this back in the clip. Just turn the outer edge of this to calibrate it to 0. So let me scoot this forward so you can see. So now that we know that it's zeroed out, it's counterbalanced, or it's perfectly neutral in that floating position, we can set this dial to 0. Now we know what 0 is. So we can turn this to the desired tracking force. Now the tracking force is the amount of down pressure that the stylus is going to put on the record. And we've talked about this at length. I'm going to go ahead and set mine to 2.5. I think that that's a good weight. Prevent skipping. If it's too light, then you can have skipping and you don't want that. If it's too heavy, you could potentially wear your records out faster. You're not going to damage them. But 2.5 is kind of like where I like to be. Now your anti-skate keeps the tone arm from retracting towards the middle of the record. So if you've ever put a record on and dropped your needle and then it skips a few grooves, that's the skate, which not all record players allow you to set that, and this one does, which is really cool. You're going to want to set that to the same number that you have the tracking force set at. So in our case, 2.5. So I just turn that and that's done. Next thing we want to do is install the dust cover. So remember these guys? We're going to open this. These are the little clips that allow you to install the dust cover. You know, some people say, oh, it looks much better without the dust cover installed, but guys, I'm telling you, use the dust cover. It really keeps the dust out, and that is going to be your friend. Dust is the enemy of vinyl. These only go in one way, so just install them down like that in the back. Then take your oh so stylish dust cover and slide that over those clips. That's it, guys. Easy as that. And we now have a dust cover, which I think looks cool, to protect our record player. While we're back here, let's go ahead and plug in our audio cables. This is a really neat audio cable because you can see it's got a grounding plug. So definitely do use the thumb screw grounding plug. That will be a good thing. That will help eliminate any possibility of any voltage that's unwanted getting in the audio signal or causing any sort of damage. And do a Google search on exactly what and how to connect this to on the other end. I'm not going to go over that here. Then you're going to connect these into your powered speakers or into your stereo system. Because this has a built-in preamp, you don't need a preamp. So we have ours set to line level. If you want to use a preamp, an external one, then flip it to the phono level, and that'll send out the lower phono level that we've talked about in the past. So there's your selector switch if you want to hook up an external preamp, which we don't. And here are the pots to adjust the pitch if you decide that that needs to be done as well. And our power jack. All right, plugging in a power cord, and we're ready to test. Okay guys, we are good to go. We're using our Crosley powered speakers with this C8 turntable. Also, you do have a 45 adapter. We're not going to play 45s on it today, but there is not a slot to put the adapter on, so don't lose that. Set it aside. It's definitely going to be good to have it. And this seems to be an upgrade over the typical Crosley 45 adapter. I definitely want to upgrade to those metal ones, but this is cool in the meantime. Okay guys, putting on a nice thick premium 180 gram Frank Sinatra vinyl. This switch is the start and stop and the speed selector, so 33 or 45, which is a really cool way to do it. And like I said, that's a nice weighted, heavy switch. Feels like it's made of metal. Let's go ahead and take some dust off of there. We can now remove our protector cap for the stylus. This is nearly virgin vinyl on a virgin stylus, brand new record player. This should be super awesome. Cueing lever on this is really cool. It feels like it's a very high quality one. Rotate over the edge here and let's give it a little bit of a listen.
Each place I go, only the lonely go.
All right, guys, that is the Crosley C8, and I am super impressed. The highs were bright and crisp. The lows were deep and rich and a great full range sound. And it was a very loud record player, which for those of you that have heard different record players will know exactly what I mean. This one has a lot of punch, doesn't take that much amplification on the back end with your speakers or your stereo. And for those of you that have done audio in various aspects, you may know that it's important and it's good to get a strong signal from the source, so you don't have to do as much amplification because that can introduce noise. So this is a very high performing record player. This is definitely the best sounding Crosley I have ever heard. It's a noticeable upgrade, and I didn't think that it could improve upon, say, like a C100, which is a wonderful turntable. But when I heard this, I was like, wow, it definitely had a noticeable upgrade in terms of that sound, and definitely added a lot in terms of the sound quality aspect. The build quality is also among the best I've seen from Crosley. A lot of metal parts, very few plastic parts, the MDF plinth, built-in preamp, the pitch controls. There are things that you don't bargain on getting in this turntable, things that are above and beyond, and that is another sign of quality and pride in workmanship. So I would wholeheartedly recommend this player for you this holiday season. If you're waiting to upgrade from like a suitcase player or an all-in-one and you really want to take it to the next level in terms of sound quality, or you like the styling better, then this is definitely worth the investment. It's not that expensive. It's definitely reasonable. In a short amount of time, you can definitely save for something like this. And I would recommend that. You're going to very much enjoy this turntable. All right, guys, thank you so much for being there and giving me a little bit of your time. I hope you enjoyed this. We got more reviews coming before Christmas, so stay tuned. You're going to want to not only like and comment on this video, which is very important, but you're going to want to hit subscribe and the bell notification so you don't miss a single thing. We put out a video every couple of days now, so there's a lot of information out there. All right, guys, thank you so much for being there and for watching this video. I very much appreciate it. As always, happy record hunting. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for watching Record-ology. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification so you don't miss a single thing.
I am the Edison phonograph. The more you become acquainted with me, the better you will like me. Ask the dealer.